Joe Biden says, let the kids decide. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Marquita Show podcast, a podcast where I talk about everything from politics to pop culture and everything in between. And if you are not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Turn on that bell for post notifications so you get notified every single time that I post. So a couple of days ago, Joe Biden held a town hall. He took questions from the audience. One lady in particular touched on the subject of transgender, more specifically when it deals with underage people. And so I'm going to play that video for you, and I'm going to play Joe Biden's response, which I find very interesting, but I'll let you guys decide for yourself. So let's go ahead and watch the video, and I'll come back with my reaction. So let's hit that play button.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm the proud mom of two girls, 8 and 10. My youngest daughter is transgender. How will you, as president, reverse this dangerous and discriminatory agenda and ensure that the lives and rights of LGBTQ people are protected under U.S. law?
I will flat out just change the law. Eliminate those executive orders, number one. The idea that an 8-year-old child or a 10-year-old child decides, I decided I want to be transgender. That's what I think I'd like to be. It'll make my life a lot easier. There should be zero discrimination. And what's happening is too many transgender women of color are being murdered. They're being murdered. I mean, I think it's up to now 17. Don't hold me to that number, but it's higher now.
Yeah.
And that's just this year. And so I promise you, there is no reason to suggest that there should be any right denied your daughter or daughters, whichever, one or two, your daughter, that your other daughter has a right to be and do. None. Zero.
Okay, guys, so you just watched that, and there's several things that I want to talk about that are very disturbing in this video. For one, that we are now letting 8-year-olds decide what gender they want to be. At 8 years old, how do you even know what a transgender is? Or how do you even know that you are identifying as one? I don't understand, because people say they want to blur the gender lines, but I think people are creating them. Say, for instance, I'll use myself an example because I had a tomboy stage where I like to wear baggy clothes and I like to be a little rough. What if my parents had assumed that that was me saying that I wanted to be a transgender? And what if they put that in my head? I would not be the person I am today. So let children be children. Don't just assume because kids are exhibiting a certain behavior that's gonna determine their sexual preference. I said that word. Or gender identity just because of a certain stigma that we put on kids. There's girls that like to play with trucks. So what? Does that mean they're transgender? No. So don't put that in their head. Let the kid be a kid. Now, if they decide once they become an adult that that's the path that they want to take, go right ahead. Now, another thing that was I took issue with in the video was Joe Biden and him talking about legislation that suppressed transgenders' rights. I'm not real familiar with this, but can somebody please put in the comments what are trans rights? I don't think there's any laws on the book that deny you the right to be a transgender or allow you to not convert into a man. I worked for the DMV. We changed sex on driver's license. So how in the world are they obstructing you from living your life? You can't make other people believe your reality. I'll put it that way. You can't make others believe your reality, but you can create one for yourself. So I don't understand what rights are being trampled on when it comes to transgenders. So if anybody know, please tell me, because we know about civil rights. That was actually a thing. Transgender rights is a right to practice enact. So my thing is that nobody's obstructing you from practicing that behavior, but I find it very odd that we're pushing this trend at such a young age. And Joe Biden says the first thing he'll do is he'll wipe out legislation that goes against it, but I see no legislation that goes against it. That nobody wants to pay for reassignment surgery through taxpayer money, I don't see anything wrong with that. Why do I have to fund my money to for you to create your reality? You manifest your reality on your own. He also panders. As always, he always has to pander to the Black community. This lady, she doesn't appear to be of the African American community or even of a person of color. But he still jumps on the bandwagon of pandering to Black people. Notice the statistic that he dropped: 17 Black transgender were murdered. And I'm just thinking, well, do you know how many just Black men were murdered? Like, way more. Not saying that anybody's life is more valuable than the other, but if you're going to be outraged, be outraged at everything. Don't just be selectively outraged. So I think he kind of threw that statistic and brought that subject up just to specifically pander to the Black community, to the transgender or the LGBTQ community. So anyway, what I got from this video is very odd. It's very strange that we're trying to allow children to make decisions I don't think they should be making. We as an adult should know better. That's what parents are for, or to make decisions in the best interest of the child, and to start so young with creating a sexual identity for a child is just beyond me. I may be obsolete, I may be old, but I'm not with that. I'm not with the manipulation of children. It's just not right in my eyes. But I want to know your guys' thoughts on the video. Give me your reaction in the comments below. Thank you to everybody that has recently subscribed to my channel. I appreciate you. Glad you enjoyed the videos. If I don't talk to everybody, just know that I do see you. I do love you guys. I'm so appreciative of you. And if you want to follow me on other platforms, check the description box. If you'd like to support my channel, check the description box. But I'm going to get out of here. As always, guys, one tribe, one vibe. Deuces.